Okay, it's 2021. It's been a year since we did this, so let's do another visit to the Hobby Lodge. Take a look around, see what's changed. So yeah, if you've not been here before, this is the Hobby Lodge. We are a YouTube creator and also mostly actually a Twitch content creator. So lots of Twitch streaming of tabletop hobby and also now retro video gaming. So I thought last year I did a tour. I thought I'd do the same again this year. So let's have a quick look around, shall we? So we can start off in this corner. This is the 3D printing area. So we have three 3D printers down here. Sorry, two 3D printers down here and a resin wash and bath and cure system. So we have the Anycubic FDM, the Elegoo Mars resin and the Anycubic cure and wash system with Gizmo on top. As we come round to the table, so this is where most of the action happens. This is a 6x4 gaming table for all of your big battles, or even a couple of skirmish games like we have set up right now between Kill Team and Warcry. Yeah, we've added some things since last year. So we now have a big TV on the wall. We now have a projector in the ceiling. So that I can project images down onto the table. So we've done things like moving D&D maps or effects being blasted onto the table through the projector, so that's quite cool. But yeah, new TV up, and as you can see, some shelves with some consoles on. We've still got the books up on the table there, looking pretty good. Over in this corner, I now have the gaming space. It's not huge, but it does me fine. Couple of bits and pieces. I've got an old screen up here, loads of old outputs on it, and we have a bunch of consoles all hooked up so that we can play a bunch of games. The biggest thing I'm collecting is original Super Nintendo. I'm going for carts only because boxes, one, get super expensive and also really hard to store. So where I can, I'm just getting the carts. Then got my sort of 360 collection. And then down the bottom, PS2, and as we come back up, we have the PS5 on the wall there. We have some nice signage. As we come round, we can see all the handhelds and the games behind them. Some Super Nintendo, some PSP, some Game Gear, Game Boy, Genesis, and so on and so forth. And then we're getting a bit of a collection here as well. So N64, Sega Saturn, GameCube, DS, Dreamcast, and so on and so forth. Not a huge, I'm not going for any massive collection. I'm going for what I consider to be like my favourite games or sort of top 10 must played games. By watching a bunch of other creators out there that do this kind of stuff and then collecting sort of off their recommendations. So yeah, it's a nice little area. Didn't have this last year when I looked. But I wanted to create this kind of gaming space. And of course, everything's hooked up to capture cards so that any one time I can be streaming this over on Twitch, which I regularly do. But also, I can just stick it on the big TV, which is always nice. Okay, and as we keep going round, we've got board games. We've got card games. And all of these trays contain miniatures, so for various projects I'm working on. So here's Shadespire, for instance. No, sorry, Silver Tower, for instance. So either painted or unpainted miniatures are being stored in there. And then as we come around, you can see even more storage boxes with terrain and models and the bits and pieces I need to do the hobby. So loads and loads of storage. More board games, models, and bits and bobs. There's my Necron army up there. Here's the glass cabinet with all the miniatures I've painted over time. Not all of them, but just the ones that I've decided to stick in this case. I could definitely, easily fill another one of these and more. So yeah, that's all of that. Over here is where the painting takes place. So this is where I also stream. I use old mobiles for streaming cameras because they have really nice cameras in them, and you can pick up old mobiles easy peasy, or they're just old ones you're no longer using. So and they work really well for doing, you know, streaming from. So yeah, this is where I sit and paint. That was the last project I finished. Yeah, so if you ever come over to Twitch, twitch.tv/TheHobbyLodge, you'll often see me sat here painting away. So yeah, just some pictures on the walls of some events that I've been to, and then in the loft, well, in the ceiling there, you can see more board games. Yeah, and then this is where I sit and work, but also again stream. Monday Night Retro, for instance, which is a show I do on a Monday where I play retro video games. So I've got things on here like the Retron 5 there, which is great for putting all those cartridges in. If I don't want to hook up the original console, that's a great device for that. And I've got loads of hookups there for if I want to do sort of just plug in a device and get it straight onto the capture card. And there's another army that I finished painting. Some demons. So yeah, that's super cool. My screen just went off at the inappropriate time. But yeah, that's that area. And again, there's a big old Nagash in the corner there. He's been there for a while now. But as I sort of pan around again, obviously just my chair where I sit. And then some boxes. These boxes are really handy. If you're in the UK, they do these in a shop called The Works, and I use them to store all of the controllers. Because as you can imagine, if you collect retro video games and retro consoles, what you do end up with is a ton of wires and a ton of controllers. So that means I can keep wires in one, controllers in another one, and other bits and pieces. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else for me to point out really. I'm really happy with the space. It's a great place to be. I love hanging out in here. I love streaming from here. It's always good fun. So yeah, if you like the video, give us a like. Consider subscribing. But even more, come over to twitch.tv, TheHobbyLodge, and come and check us out. We'll be streaming all sorts of stuff over there. Like I say, majority of it is painting videos and hobby videos, like playing board games and stuff. But on a Monday night, I like to do my Monday Night Retro. At the moment, we're playing Resident Evil as it is Halloween. But that won't age very well if you watch this at some point next year. But yeah, we'll come back and do another video next year. But yeah, that's the Hobby Lodge. I hope you like seeing it. Leave a comment. Yeah, there we go. Right, we'll go back out. Cheers all. Bye-bye.